Hey, this is Brittany Griner from the Phoenix Mercury, and you listen to the 3-Point Conversion.
With Kent. Go ahead, Kent.
So congratulations on winning the Sportsmanship Award. When you think of all the awards you've won, this is kind of in a different category. How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. And, you know, I know I have in the past, but I think this kind of put the stamp on that I'm actually doing the things that I'm set out to be. And that's just to be a service of the community.
Has it sunk in yet that it's over? I mean, or was that something that you were aware of on your final night? I mean, it's been a couple days now. There's been a couple playoff games on TV. Is it weird?
Very weird. You know how you have it planned out in your head and you think it'll go a certain kind of way, but in reality, it don't kind of match up the way you thought it would be. So yes, it's been weird to know that that was it and that we're not playing in the playoffs. Yeah.
Christos, go ahead.
Hello, Sil. How are you today?
Hey.
For you, especially this season, which was your final season as a player, how important was to be the mentor, to be the guy who would like to inspire your younger teammates?
It was very important for me. I think more so because I knew that my mission would be more important if I expand my leadership role by speaking and having to talk. And so it was a challenge for me, but a challenge that I was willing to step up to this season.
And how enjoy that final ride overall?
I enjoyed it. It was kind of stressful at first, just trying to get a hang of everything and everybody celebrating you. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed it all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll go over to Jack. Go ahead.
Hey, Sil, just to kind of stay on that mentorship side, Fee talked about a lot that this year especially she relied on you heavily for, you know, kind of some guidance in the leadership department, just because you know, she's going to be the one that people look to next season. Just
right.
How do you evaluate, you know, how Fee has grown as a leader from, you know, when you first met her, coming to you for help on plays to, you know, to now being someone that's going to kind of be that leader next year?
It comes natural for Fee. I don't think Fee will have to try real hard because she leads in other ways and she leads by example. So her having the voice to step up and speak, I think it's just going to be fluent for her. And players are going to listen because she's that player that players trust and she worked extremely hard. So I didn't have to teach Nafisa much. I think I've learned a lot from Nafisa, just her will of wanting to be back on the court and do things right and hold people accountable. I think I probably learned more from her than she learned from me.
Thank you so much, Sil.
Thank you.
We'll go over to Pierre. Go ahead.
So, curious to know, I know that it's been all basketball all the time for you for the last God knows how many years, but where does basketball fit into your life moving forward? And does it even have a role to any capacity in your life in the next chapter?
Pretty non-existent, honestly, right about now. I think I just want to take this time and just focus on who is Sylvia outside of the basketball realm and try to figure out what are some things that I like, not pertaining to basketball. I definitely can say I don't see basketball playing a huge part in my life right about now. I just want to step away and debrief for a little bit because there's something that I've been doing for so long. And if I miss it, then I'll come back.
We'll go over to Doug. Go ahead.
What's up, Sweet Sil?
Hey, Dougie.
So to follow up on that, I mean, what is next for you? I mean, are you going to go away for a little bit? Like, what do you do now? I mean, to move on to the next chapter of your life, so to speak.
I think right now I'm just taking a break. I want to figure some things out, figure out what my next step is going to be. I don't want to rush into anything at this point. I feel like me rushing into something at this point would be doing myself a disjustice. And so I just want to take time to figure out, probably travel a little bit, visit with a lot of family and friends, and just enjoy life for a little bit heading into this new year.
And just to follow up, I mean, is it, you've had seasons end before without titles. So is this how you normally feel? Or is it more finality of there isn't, okay, we'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll come back next year. It's like, this is it. Basketball's finished.
Oh no, basketball is definitely done. It's basketball is definitely done. There's been some talk about, do I want to commentate? Do I want to come back and coach and stuff like that? So we'll see. If I miss it, maybe I'll come back and deal with basketball. But as far as playing, no, this is it.
Thanks, my friend.
Thank you, Dougie.
We'll go over to Kent. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, I think, had an idea that you were fighting through a lot of things physically this year, but do you think that people ever really realize kind of the pain that you pushed through this year with both the knee and the foot? I mean, was it the hardest season for you in that regard?
Yes, this by far the hardest season injury-wise. No, I don't think a lot of people realize it because it's something that I really don't put out in the media, and it's something that I really don't talk about. You kind of know the risk of what you're taking once you decide to come back and you play while you're injured, but I don't think people really understand, and it's not for them to understand, I don't think.
Yeah, to follow up on that, I mean, is there going to be any kind of requirement of any kind of treatments or operations or procedures that you're going to have to, get before you head back home?
I think that's a question you have to ask Cheryl.
We'll go over to Jack. Go ahead.
Hey, so just to follow up on that, where I sit in the media room, there's an article that Kent wrote, I think it was back in 2018 when, we're kind of changing from, the dynasty years to this new year. And, you said that it meant a lot to you to stick around and play out this new era with the Lynx. But it seemed like every single year you really fought through some type of injury to do it. Just
right.
What about the organization, whether it be your teammates, Cheryl, whatever it is that really kind of drove you to want to play through all of those injuries, even if, you guys weren't obvious title favorites or anything like that?
I think it's more so just how the organization is ran. I think Glenn Taylor do a really good job of making sure we have everything we need to focus on basketball. And I think we have one of the best facilities around this league that helps me get to a point where I need to play, where it's not too stressful, it's not too hurtful. And also my commitment, like if I chose to be here and I committed to be here and I signed a contract, of course I want to fulfill that. And I never want anything to say that an injury held me back. If I can play through it, I think that's my mindset of grinding it out and whatever it takes by all means necessary to play that season.
And then, I remember during BB or right before BB had her number go up, I think your response was hell no, if you would ever come back and coach or do something like that. And it sounds like today your answer was a little soft.
It's still a hard hell no for me. But it's just so funny just listening to everybody have this plan of what they think I should be doing coaching wise. And so it's pretty intriguing to see that everybody's on the same page but me, but my answer is still a hard no at this moment.
And in your conversations with them, did they say that itch kind of came back after, 2-3 years of not playing, or?
I think it's something that they always wanted to do within the sport. For me, I felt like I've gave this sport everything that I can possibly give it. And so like me stepping away outside of like I said, this basketball thing, trying to figure out who I am, I'm curious to see what I am without basketball. And I'm eager to see this new person. And so that's why mine was a hard no.
I got you. Best of luck still. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions for Sil? Christos, go ahead.
Sil, I have one more for you. How Mama, we always said you as Mama Sil. How Mama Sil's perspective about life changed when you became a mother?
I'm definitely not a mom. I guess they see me as a mom because I'm the oldest on the team. But that's just me being nurturing. I guess that's where the name came about, and making sure I hold them accountable, whether we're on the court or off the court, and not letting them slack up on things that's important to me or important to the organization. That's how I think the name Mama Sil came about.
how you enjoy to when your teammates called you Mama Sil?
I have no problem with it. I'm always been called old, so putting a name on it like Mama makes it a little more light on my end.
We'll go over to Chantel. Go ahead.
Hi, Sylvia. Chantel from the New York Times. You said you're curious to see who you are without basketball. How do you figure that out?
Not quite, not quite sure just yet. But I think a lot of it is just stepping away and trying to figure out how smooth can I be without it. I think it's going to be a lot of trial and error, but I honestly can't tell you what that looks like.
Any more questions for Sil? All right. Well, Sil, I think I can speak for everyone in saying thank you for everything all
Thank you.
season.
Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate it all and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sil.